In Southeast Asia, 2021 is a year of resistance and breakthrough. A lot of things happen, from youth movement, anti-government protests, to a change of leader. Despite all things, ASEAN countries managed to maintain their solidarity.
In Myanmar, the 1st of February had started a year-long resistance, sparked by the arrest of the state councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and other leaders of the National League for Democracy Party. Military junta led by General Min Aung Hlaing orchestrated the arrest and started a coup. People led by health workers, civil servants, and students protested the arrest as they felt that democracy is threatened.
On late April, ASEAN addressed Myanmar issue at a summit in Jakarta. Leaders from 10 countries came, including General Min Aung Hlaing from Myanmar. From this summit, ASEAN have agreed on 5 points. First, the immediate cessation of violence in Myanmar. Then, the constructive dialogue among all parties. The third is the appointment of the special envoy, the providing of the humanitarian aid, and lastly, the visit by the special envoy and delegation to Myanmar. Yet, it was not enough.
People of Myanmar expressed their disappointments since more than 700 people have died due to the conflict. The resolution also did not mention about the release of political prisoners, including Aung San Suu Kyi. The rallies continued, however. At the end of December, Aung San Suu Kyi herself was sentenced to 2 years in prison by the junta's court. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, at the end of April, the country received support from Southeast Asian countries such as Malaysia and Singapore to search for KRI Nanggala 402, which had been missing after doing torpedo launching practice on 21st of April in Bali Sea. It then declared sinking at 24th of April with 53 personnel on board. To help the searching process, Malaysia sent MV Megabakti and Singapore has MV Swift Rescue.
Moving on to Malaysia. On 20th of August, Ismail Sabri Yaakob was appointed as the new Prime Minister. King Sultan Abdullah chose him after receiving support from the majority of the parliament.
Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob replaced Muhyiddin Yassin, who resigned after losing support from the parliament due to his inability to handle COVID-19 pandemic. This was the third change of ruler after the 2018 election and also a sign of the return of the United Malays National Organization, or UMNO, to power.
Unrest also happened in Thailand as anti-government protests continued and peaked in October to November. Mostly organized by the youth, they demanded the reduction of the monarch's authority and the resignation of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha.
Some rallies were done peacefully, while some others often resulted in violence. The Thai court then ruled that the 3 protesters' leaders are Non Nampa, Panupong Jatnok, and Panusaya Siti Jarawatanaku have found guilty of planning to overthrow the king. Meanwhile, Thailand Prime Minister still rules the country.
As for the Philippines, they are getting ready for the next presidential election. The political maps have been more visible since November. The current leader, Rodrigo Duterte, is ineligible to bid as a candidate. Philippines Constitution banned him to run for the second time.
President Duterte was planned to run for a senator, but he withdrew following the withdrawal of his aide Senator Christopher Bongo from the presidential race in December. The president himself is also currently under International Criminal Court investigation for his oppressive war on drugs. Duterte's presence is still prominent on the 2022 Philippines presidential election as his daughter, Sara Duterte Carpio, will run for the vice president. Sara Duterte Carpio will accompany Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the son of the late Ferdinand and Imelda Marcos. They will face other strong candidates, including former world champion boxer Manny Pacquiao.
The next Philippines presidential election will take place on 9th of May 2022. In this country, the president and vice president were elected separately. 2021 is surely a challenging year for Southeast Asia. But again, it proves how Asian nations become stronger every year. Andira Putri and Anita Putri for See Today.